Today I'm going to paint a silver dollar eucalyptus branch. Hi friends, I'm Olga Koelsch, watercolor artist, teacher and a book author. Welcome to my studio. We are painting very loose. It's always a good idea at least to set up a direction for a branch. So I just draw the branch. And of course, if it makes you feel more comfortable, you can also set up a couple of leaves, maybe initial leaves. Find some placement. No need to draw in details. You can just find nice placement for the leaves. What's typical for eucalyptus silver dollar leaves? The leaves are pretty round shaped with a small heart looking top. They can be a little bit longer, more oval, or they can be more round. And of course, some leaves are tilted. Some leaves we can see just half of the leaf, something like this. Let's start from what we have here. How to mix beautiful eucalyptus paint. I will start first with Viridian or phthalo green. So just like this, it wouldn't look natural. This is too bright, way too bright. And I suggest we will mute it with ultramarine blue. Ultramarine blue is perfect color to use for eucalyptuses. And it's already getting much better, much close to the eucalyptuses we're thinking. What's also typical for eucalyptuses, the background part of the leaf is pretty pale. Therefore I can dilute my mix a lot, and we will get this pale mix for the background. And of course, it's always a nice idea to add a bit of raw sienna, just a hint. Why not yellow? Because yellow will make it extremely bright, looking like May green. Raw sienna will mute it like this. I will start with the upper leaf. I will use 2 brushes, and with my large brush, I will water the leaf. Already looks nice. I have some leftovers on my brush, and that's already creates nice pale green. I have my fabric, piece of fabric next to me where I dry my brush. Then I switch to a smaller brush and go into my bluish green mix, and with the tip of the brush I'm touching the bottom of the leaf. And basically I just can push a little bit this mix around. With the other brush I can distribute it slightly. I like to paint this loose with nice mixing and just trusting my watercolor. Let's paint the other leaf. It will be easier if you firstly paint leaves which are not overlapping and then make around the rest. So I will again glazing the surface of the other leaf, switching brushes, and to make it more interesting, you can vary the amount of blue and green in your mixes. For example, I would like to add a bit more of blue in that leaf and just enjoy how it flows. And with my clean damp brush I can help a little bit with the directions. What else I can do, I can grab more greenish mix from my palette and add another touch and soften it with clean damp brush. Basically that's what we are doing today, trusting watercolor. The other leaf was actually pretty convenient that I draw a couple of leaves in advance, Switching brushes, grab some bluish mix and let it flow. You can play around, you can test how it will work if I add more of this blue color around. What will happen if I just touch the bottom of the leaf? That will bring you different results, and also that will help you to know your paper better, to know your paints better. It's a good place for experiments, to get to know your materials, your tools, like this. Let's go back to that part. Now I will paint a leaf without drawing. To make it easier, I will use slightly diluted mix, the one we use with raw sienna. You can also use very diluted mix, should be very watery. And again, I'm thinking about a heart shape, but more rounded and rounded. And it should not be perfect heart shape. What's typical is this small dipping in the top of the leaf, and then very fine tip here. I like how it looks, by the way, already, but yes, let's if we leave it like this, it will be a little bit boring and flat. Always nice to add variety, maybe middle vein, and then with clean and damp brush I walk around, softening like this. One more. I'm just looking for a place which is not busy now, and I would like to paint one on the top of the branch. I will remove pencil marks and place another leaf like this. Firstly outlines, it makes everything easier, and then quickly I just glaze the surface inside the leaf. Switch my brushes, add a touch of my mix, ultramarine blue and viridian, of tallow green, and let it all flow. And then softening with the other brush. You can do the same just with one brush. If you have just one brush, it's just a bit more handy and quicker to use two brushes at the same time. I have somewhere a lesson about it. You can scroll and find it. Okay, now let's make this one the tilted one. Principle will remain the same. I'm just glazing the shape, switching brushes, adding a bit of bolder and darker color. Maybe it's time to add more of a green touch. Then I use my clean damp brush just to soften it like this. Now let's paint a couple of leaves which are underneath. These are the top leaves, and now we are painting what's underneath. What's underneath we can imagine. I like to make outline with very watery mix, basically using my brush loaded with watery mix as my pencil, like this. And then if I like the contour, the outline, I just glaze it with water and add some color. What's important that underneath leaves, they are a little bit more in the shadow of the upper ones, so you can paint them brighter. That will create division and contrast between upper and bottom ones. I think would be nice to have a leaf somewhere underneath everything. Basically, what I need to do now is to think about a nice shape and how it will organically go. So where will be the beginning of the leaf, where will be the end of the leaf. Something like this. And then carefully with the tip of my brush, I watering this complex shape. And now I can really go bold. I will top up my mix and I can add a bit more of brighter and darker strokes, especially when it goes close to the upper leaves, something like this. And then again, with my clean, damp brush, I help my watercolors to distribute better. Like this. Maybe a bit more. I remove excess water from my brush because I want to add some accents. Darker one. What about one more leaf? I would say in this area, and let's place it. Let's again add a bit tilted version, a bit of outline, watery mix. The other part will be a complicated one. Let's use a bit more yellowish mix this time. And just let it all flow. Now, of course, you can add more and more, but I think so far the branch looks pretty good. For the branch itself, I'm thinking to use burnt umber, light red. Actually, I like this light red even better. Burnt sienna also works pretty well. First of all, I grab my green mix. For the middle veins, they are very typical, very evident for eucalyptus leaves, and I can make just with last very top hairs of my brush, I'm sliding and drawing the middle vein. I try to make it round shaped, not straight, a little bit of curviness. You can do it from bottom to top, from top to bottom, what's more convenient for your hand flow. Sometimes it's really easy to paint from bottom to top, sometimes the other way around. About this. Now I will use my light red. I can even mix it with the green puddle I have on my palette. And then with the tip of the brush, I overlap it slightly with the middle vein and paint. And again, slightly overlapping with the middle vein and connect everything. And now it's important part when we paint on the top of the leaf. So to make it really nice and sharp, you need to use very bold mix right from your pen, or use something darker. For example, I use light red, and I can, in this area, I can paint with darker brown. So, like this. And now we made it pop up on the top of the leaf. And then I just proceed. It's important that I follow the flow of the branch, and it goes right here, getting a little bit thicker at the end of the branch. And I connect these leaves to the branch as well. Our eucalyptus branch is ready. Thank you so much for painting with me. I hope you enjoyed the process. I am looking forward for your feedback. What would you like to paint next? See you soon. Bye bye.